How did that end up with Harry Belafonte? You quit Decca.
And I got a job with A.H. Meyer for RCA. At one point, someone said, Harry Belafonte's coming to Lake Tahoe. And I thought, holy, and they said he's on RCA, because his album, the live concert, was an amazingly great selling album with all those songs that are on it. So I go up to Lake Tahoe. I don't know anybody up there, but I've got my RCA Records Rich Totoian card. And I walked in and I see the Maitre D, Lake Tahoe Harris Club. Place is packed. And I'm there to sell records. I'm the RCA Records. So I walk in and I said, I'd like to see the show. And luckily I was talking to Maitre D. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, we're all sold out. I said, oh, that's too bad, because I'm with RCA Records and I drove all the way from San Francisco just to see Mr. Belafonte. And he went, just a moment. And he was going, while I'm standing there, he comes back, he says, follow me. And I follow him to this booth. This booth would hold 8 people. The best place I could have been. And I sat there by myself and watched the show. I was just absolutely blown. I'd never seen a show like his. Never. I never, probably still haven't. It was just with singers and dancing, and he told jokes, and he had the Jewish dialect down, and he, you know, the guy.
Oh, he had dialects down?
Oh, yeah, the whole mishpacha, and he was saying stuff like, I'm going, what the hell is that? You know, it was the first Yiddish I ever heard, was from Harry Belafonte. So after the show, I'm getting ready to leave, and that Maitre D comes over and he says, Mr. Belafonte, if you give him 10 minutes, he wants me to bring you back, he wants to meet you. Holy jeez, that's like...
Yeah.
That's the most exciting show I've seen. I don't know this guy, and now I'm going backstage. So I go, I wait, I go backstage, there's a knock on the door. There he is, he opens the door. Come in, please. I was like flabbergasted. I sit down, he said, Richard, I hear you're working for my label now. It's very nice to have you aboard. Let me make you a drink. What would you like? A scotch and soda? Absolutely. So he gets me a drink, and we're sitting there talking. All of a sudden there's a knock on the door, and the PR man for the club is there, and he looks a little forlorn with another guy. And Harry says, yes? And the PR guy says, this man says he has an interview to do with you now. And Harry said, no, that interview you're supposed to do is tomorrow night. And the guy says, well, I'm here tonight, why can't I do it tonight? And Harry said, because I'm entertaining a guest tonight, and you're scheduled to be tomorrow night. So it's either going to be tomorrow night or that's it. And the guy was really upset. He went off, and Harry looked at me and said, well, I made another enemy for life. And he laughed. And we sit down, and I don't know all the things we talked about, because I was still in a daze that here I'm talking to this man that just blew me away. And now he's relaxed. And he says to me, how long are you going to be here? And I said, well, I have to go back tomorrow. And he said, why don't you stay an extra day? Because, you know, I'm staying at Hera's club. And he said, you know, Hera's the most wonderful man up here. I'm staying at his place. This was his place for the guests to come and stay. He'd have oxygen for them because the altitude. What Harry said to me is, Richard, he's given me a Rolls Royce to drive around, and he has a speedboat with a driver. You and I, we could go water skiing tomorrow. Have you ever water skied? I said, yes, I have. I used to do that in Fresno, Lake Millerton. Why don't you stay? We'll go water skiing. I said, oh my God, I'm an employee. I said, Harry, I don't think he goes, well, maybe next time. When I come up here next year, you try to carve out some time. I said, okay. And that was it.
That's amazing that he just liked you.
Yeah.
He just connected with you.
Yeah.
Matilda, she take me money and I run a Venezuela.